Okay, over to team two on this very sunny 16th of September 2022. We're over to team two, which is Peter and Thomas's team. So good luck, guys. You deserve this. Good luck.
Hello, if you'd like to put the first slide up, please, buddy, that would be much appreciated. Hi, guys. Welcome to wonderful Mansfield, where it's raining, as always. So apologies for the weather. My name's Peter, and I'm a leader for the company called Tom Cruise Construction Limited. And our project that we hope to get from you is called Mission Impossible. We have a proposal to put to you in order to secure the bid that is right for this build. As you can see from our past work portfolios in front of you, our reputation precedes us. It started by Thomas 35 years ago in Germany before moving to the UK. One of our favourite previous pieces of work was the Shard in London, which I'm sure you can all see from here. And I'd like to thank you for your time in allowing us to make this presentation, in which we will give you confidence to know that this work will be completed, done to the very high standards that not only you, but we hold to ourselves. And we will give you the knowledge that you have exactly what you asked for. I would like to introduce my colleagues. We have a team leader called Thomas, who I mentioned earlier. We have Olu, Wahab, Paul, and now I'm going to pass you on to Connor, who's going to speak about the site plan.
Good morning, everyone. So as you can see from our site plan, we have the proposed 2 new entrances for vehicles. That's in the red key there. All of this has been taken into consideration as to our neighbours. So whether that's regards to traffic, busy public footpath, which serves 130 to 170 pedestrians, or the airport. So it's all been taken into careful consideration to be considerate to our neighbours and put them all at ease. We've got a proposed walkway for phase 1, ensuring that plant and pedestrians are segregated, all by barriers. At all of these walkways, we'll come across fire points. These are all weatherproof systems with Bluetooth. There'll be fire extinguishers located in each system. This map also shows the system of access and egress for pedestrians, which is a turnstile system with ID cards, which we touched on in the induction, and our muster point and exits for the fire routes located in green. This drawing also shows the proposed phase for phase 1, the delivery loading park, general parking, and the site office and first aid room, which is an existing building, which will prove cost effective and somewhere safe and secure for all of our files documented. I'd like to pass you on to the next slide, which is the site security. The site security, the perimeter fence will be hoarding standing at 2.4 meters, which will cover around the whole site. This will be built up of marine ply, which should stand throughout the whole duration of the job. When it comes to access for vehicles, there'll be double gates, which will be dead bolted and chained. Turnstiles will be installed at every entrance to ensure that we've got an electronic register of who is and who isn't on site, when they've left site, including break times, as this can be a problem on a paper register. And this also ensures no one can get through the site for our entrances and just walk on. We've also got mobile protected closed circuit television. These are solar powered and done for a third party company that we've been working in collaboration with for about 5 years now across our sites. You can vocally challenge someone out of hours to ensure, find out who they are, identify them, and whether they're meant to be there or not. Once this step's been proceeded, the local authorities and someone from the company will then arrive at the site to ensure they're not an intruder. There'll be a gateman on vehicle entrances, signing in and out of vehicles and pre-arranged deliveries. I'll take you to the next slide, please.
Yeah, Connor?
The fire evacuation plan for this site is below the fire evacuation plan for the site. Listed on this is the address of the project, how to sound the alarm, and relevant steps in notifying any other people on the site. Action staff should take on hearing the alarm, and then the escape routes shown on the site layout.
Okay. The green arrows actually shows, from what Connor is saying, the escape plans we have for the fire, and it also covers for other emergencies as well. We have the muster point at the other end of the park, which shows where all personnel on site can run to or take any of the exits as shown in the with the green arrows at the entrances and exits of the site. So we have about 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 5 different locations for exit purposes in the case of a fire accident. And other procedures will also be followed, which includes calling in the fire brigade. And we have a designated staff who is going to monitor and ensure that he communicates with the fire brigade. A roll call is taken, and other preventive other measures as stipulated within our fire control policies are implemented. Connor, back to you.
Next slide, please.
Okay.
Number 9, Olu.
Yeah, number 9. Okay.
Okay, gentlemen, this is actually our safe, yes, actually altogether, this is our safe to work procedure. We kept it small, so that means the legal requirement is a risk assessment. The most clients, as you as well, dear client, requesting work method statements from us. So we're doing them as well. And why I mention that, of course, we have additional requirements, but we cover them with a risk assessment. That means if you see later on the slide of the work method statement, there is the first point always that we review the risk assessment and as well the from us required training equipments. Not equipments, the training status of training, qualification, and the suitability of qualification, especially to their job.
Click on it, Olu.
If you go, give me one further slide, please, Olu. Thank you. You see that in the work method statement. The first point, review the minimum requirements of the job. Training, qualification, medical exams, hoisting certificates. That is always given out by the quotation to a contractor already. When he puts his quotation in, he has to provide this kind of information to us. And we cover that with a risk assessment because a non-trained worker is for us a risk. Of course, we review then the most of the risk assessments. We have, for instance, contracted out a specialist for our contaminated soil, where we then just review their risk assessments and checking if they are compliant with our standards and with the legal standards. So that is actually our safe working system. Thank you.
Yep. Paul?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul. I am your traffic management advisor for today. Now, may we have the slide of the layout, please, the ground layout. That's it. Excellent. Thank you. Right. What we have is a mandatory one-way system on this particular site. You will enter by Bramwell Road, and as you pass through the gated security area, your offloading bay, you will notice, is to your left, and so adequate allowance has been made for large articulated vehicles to access that area to a suitable offloading point. Once the load has been offloaded, the vehicle will then follow all the relevant signs indicating traffic to go a particular direction, and then they will exit by the opposite route onto the side road. No two vehicles will ever meet up on the site. All site deliveries will be, as far as reasonably practicable, will be timed to suit the school hours for the extra volume of traffic for the parents taking kids to and from. So that will be very much part of our scheme. All barriers erected to protect the workers on site will be hazard taped, as well as more secure fencing, and all signage will be located in the appropriate positions, warning that not just the vehicle drivers, but also the construction workers as to where the demarcation lines are and the hazards could increase. Now, each gate has a security personnel, and a qualified banksman will attend for each delivery. The banksman will escort the driver with vehicle to the offloading point, ensure that it's all carried out safely, and then the driver will meet the security guard at the exit and sign any relevant documentation, paperwork, and also advise that there is a wheel wash facility there. So this helps the mud, the debris collected from the site to be deposited on the roads, and the same principle will be on the entrance gate to decontaminate any incoming particles that may be on the wheels of the vehicles. So we have that wheel wash facility at both ingress and egress. Always there'll be a clear line of sight maintained throughout the site, and good housekeeping will ensure that not just within the site, but also the traffic routes will be free from debris or loose material that could be blocking or obstructing the process of that task. The routes are going to be revised on a daily basis, and anything that's found that could be improved, the improvements will be implemented immediately. Any other issues with that? Sorry, I can't see that yet. Car parking for staff car parks, that from the base, yes, from the Bramwell Road entrance, it will be reversed parking advised, and that parking facility area to your right and to your bottom left will be fenced and operated whereby it's easily accessible. So we have ample room for vehicles turning, no interference from parked vehicles that are used by the constructors. And that pretty much concludes my chat. So, yeah.
I just jumping in again
Yeah.
on this slide. we have different storage requirements. So it has to be secured, stored, our material, it has to be dry, and the quantity in and out of anything will be reported. We avoiding delivery traffic over the site by the positioning of our store, actually pretty much in the middle of the brown one, and next to it you will find the kosh, or the actually hazardous waste disposal containers. And we have, of course, as well a kosh store next to our site office, where we have as well a delegated person in. All the data, safety data sheets are available in this kosh store and will be given out as well with every item we will issue to the working parties. Thank you. That was about the storage.
Yeah, go down to number, keep going, welfare assessment.
Welfare, okay.
Yeah, yes, please, thank you. Hi guys, back to me on welfare assessment, which is number 13, which is a very lucky number. So as you can see, outside your window right now, bad weather, you know, in Mansfield, we've got to keep the workers happy. So how do we do that? Well, we've got to keep the workers happy at Tom Cruise Construction by giving them everything they need. So in order to make the staff and visitors safe and comfortable while on site, we have a number of things in place. For the workers, we have 6 cabins. And in the 6 cabins, we have 2 toilets, unisex, 2 kettles, 2 toasters, 2 hand wash areas with soap and creams for different ailments and little things that you pick up on site. We have 2 lockers for each person, which is clean and dirty. 2 showers per cabin, 1 wet room and 1 normal shower, and also a fridge. Just for that little bit of security, we have the first aid, which is near the site office. And also in the site office, we have 10 microwaves, 5 of which are for vegans, 5 of which are for normal. We have a welfare section in the top left-hand corner where people can take time out should they need it during the work. You know, the weather, working with people, not getting on. Sometimes you need that 5-minute time out. So up in the top left-hand corner, if you could put the slide up, please, Olu, it'd be much appreciated. The map. And this also acts as a exit should you need to get to the assembly point. So where it's that little pink bit, that's your little welfare area. So it's out of way of everything, you know, you can take a little time out. Also, in the little Riverside Cafe area, just outside exit number 3, we have an agreement with the Riverside Cafe where we get a percentage off our food, and there's enough room for people to be sat outside with their umbrellas, because it's obviously raining in Mansfield all the time, where we can have a little bit of a little chat about the day's activities. So that's it on the welfare. If you could go down to the site signage, please, Olu. Okay, next category. Obviously, we have to display signs. So these are typically some of the signs you will see around the site. Now, we have to have these signs, unfortunately. It's for the good of the pedestrians, it's for the good of the workers, it's for the good of visitors. So we are massive, as well as looking after our workers, we are massive on keeping people safe. Sometimes people can't acknowledge when they've been spoken to, but surely they can see the signs. So I'll let you take a moment or two to go through a couple of those signs. 3 of them are definitely mandatory. You know, we have to have those signs. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much. Next slide, please, Olu. Next one, sorry, do apologise. So, on our little site, we do have some rules. You've got to have rules, otherwise people will just run amok. And I'm not going to list them all, but I'm just going to pick a few out of there that will help you to understand what our motto and our work criteria is all about. So all equipment must be pack tested, simple as. No delivery must be booked 24 hours. Sorry, all deliveries must be booked 24 hours beforehand. No open fires. Segregated waste on site must be adhered to. No use of radio. You know, and the bottom one, which I think is all part of a great workforce, is good housekeeping required constantly. You know, how many times are you tripping over nuts and bolts and debris filing? You know, you've got your workspace, look after it. It works for everybody else. Next one, please. Yeah, off you go. Site induction.
Okay. I'm back here once again, everyone. So we've got several site induction procedures and checklists to meet on sites. And one of the things we also will be doing on site is to conduct these inductions at scheduled times every day, which is 7 a.m. in the morning. And this will be delivered by either the site manager or the health and safety officer to the different teams, crews, and visitors on site. Part of the things that will be discussed while this induction is given are obviously site rules, which are mandatory to keep everybody safe. We'll also be discussing and explaining what welfare facilities on site that are available, different designated zones for smoking and for vaping, and other uses as highlighted by Peter earlier. We have our emergency procedures in the case of a fire or there's an accident, or even if a fatal one at that, and how everybody should conduct themselves when there's an emergency. We have our traffic management project specific hazard, and again, this is very important because the project go executed in different stages, and at different stages we have very specific hazards to watch out for. So this will be discussed during the induction. Importantly, also we have the mental health, which as a company we are trying to encourage everybody to make sure their mental health is in check, because there's a high rate of suicide and other issues concerning mental health within the construction industry. So as a company, we are also looking at helping our team, our staffs, and everybody on site to make sure they are in top shape. The layout and working hours will be discussed within this brief to explain to everybody what needs to be done, when they can take breaks, and in locations that are safe for work, for emergencies, or any other site functions. This takes me to the necessary permissions on site. Just a minute, please. Okay, so now that I've discussed about this induction, I would quickly run us through our emergency procedure, as this is going to, as is discussed in the induction, we would also look at the emergency procedure. Just bear with me a minute. Yes, so we have our emergency procedures. Now, there are two things. We've identified potential other hazards, as well as core emergencies that can happen on site. Now, in looking at this, we have the fire or accident call numbers that are going to be put all over the site on different signages. And we've also implemented training procedures, training for the teams and what needs to be done. We have the call out points, we have the fire extinguishers on site, so that they are able to execute these different procedures when needed. We have our first aider, who will be informed through the site management about any injuries, and as reported and documented. We've also nominated somebody on site who is to meet the emergency service at the gates and direct them to any injured party or in the case of a fire, we have somebody who is designated to coordinate with the fire brigade so that all informations, roll calls are implemented as when needed. Details of accidents will also be recorded and locations tipped off for further investigation if need be. We're also going to implement our radio procedures and regulations because this is required by law. So we have all of these procedures in place. By virtue of the fact that we have a unique site which is bordered by the park, the school area, we also have a river just behind, means we had to look into the different potential hazards that can arise on site. And now one of them is power cuts. We also have gas leaks because the site already has existing buildings that will be taken off and built upon. So considering gas leaks as one of the potential emergencies that we might have on site. Collapse evacuation pits is another issue we are looking into. And violation of HSC rules. This is very important because it means we'll have to go through all the procedures, and we're also very big on safety. So contaminated soil and materials is another potential emergencies. We have procedures in place to mitigate against this. Flooding is very important at this point because we have the river just behind the site. And so we have the flooding procedures to make sure that any of the flooding issues can be addressed and the plans can be implemented upon by designated staff and team members. So I'll be handing over to Wahab, who is going to continue with us on the other aspects of the project.
Page number 12, please.
Say again?
Page number 12.
12.
Hello guys, my name is Wahab. I'm going to explain about document control. First of all, we have site safety plan. With site safety plan, we control all prevent safety hazard and construction site. And after that, we have health and safety plan, which will help us to work according to plan and policies to encourage the maintenance of a workspace. And it will also address us to environmental and health policies as well. And after that, we have risk assessment and method of statement. Risk assessment is going to identify hazards that could cause harm and decide on suitable measures to eliminate them to control the risk. In the work method statement, we will have specific information about how to perform a work safely. And in induction form. Induction form is for line managers to complete and ensure all necessary information covered during the inductions. And after that, we have a site register and work permits. With work permits to ensure that certain people to carry out specific work within a special time frame. And after that, we have accident report book. We have accident report book to report detailed and specified work-related injuries and incident on site. And we have training records or qualification to ensure that our employees are trained and qualified for the work assigned. And we have as well, we have a fire evacuation plan. In the case of fire, this will help us to reach the assembly point safely. And accident and escape plan will also help us to escape from the site safely. And fire and first aid certificate. We have first aid certificate to verify that we can provide the first aid on the site while it's needed.
Yeah, Wahab was so nice to tell me in the beginning of our day today that, of course, the document control we have implemented to access and to reach and to show very fast if any authority comes in or in the case of a emergency. That's why we have this document control system, and this is all under the in the supervisor's office in the locker well and with a nice housekeeping start. Thank you for that, Wahab. Could you? Yeah. Gentlemen, we have a few special things as well, which we think makes a difference to other sites.
Sorry, apologies there. We've missed one or two. If we could go back up slightly.
Yeah.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here, gentlemen. Do apologise.
What page?
If you go one up, I'll
Yes.
just deliver our awareness on mental health as it is currently, as the UK, the industry, we're the highest industry for depression, anxiety and suicide. So unfortunately the numbers don't lie and there's a stigma there. So construction workers are known for bottling things up, and a lot of people see it as a weakness or perceive it as a weakness. So here at Tom Cruise Construction, we offer an open door policy. We try and encourage awareness and talk to people, whether it's confidential or as a group, and just awareness is in spreading pamphlets and local charities to workers on our site, which are available throughout all welfare facilities. We also think it's important to check up on your mates, on your colleagues and people you're working with, because the signs aren't always visible. So here at Tom Cruise Construction, we're all about awareness. I'll pass on to the next slide. I've got I've got a few links. My screen's not responding for a minute, unfortunately.
Yes, there's the next slide.
Tell you what, clients, if you need any more information on it, then we can have a look at the portfolios in front of you, and we can forward those details on to you. Not a problem.
I've got a presentation I can email across now.
Yeah, okay, but we are time limited as well. That's why I want to keep it actually coming to an end here. We have actually a few things in place which makes the difference to the other sites which you experienced till now, dear client. Of course, for you to see at any time is our list of contractors, that you got confident with that as well. We're having in place our vaping areas in addition to the smoking areas. We have, or we prevent as well, student site visits and exhibitions on our side. This, of course, all in our shown safe pavements over the site, which we have in the HR, so the human relation via local newspaper and radio station. So we keep the community informed and coming as well in contact with them for complaints, concerns, or whatever they have. Then we have additionally, it was already mentioned, our truck cleaning devices in and out coming trucks. Then we have team building activities, so there will be prevented football courts and so on. And then we have, in addition to that, because there's the one or other person who doesn't want actually to come out with his name or doesn't want to be known as complainer or whatsoever, we have a public anonymous complaint box by us implemented, so that we are sure that we're getting the concerns of the public, and as well can react to them in a way that we come to a good relation with the public. As you know, and building site is always a hazard. Gentlemen, that was it actually from me, and then I wish you a very nice day.
Let's give it a round of applause, guys. Come on, as is traditional. Right then, let's just
for your information, the welfare containers, which was mentioned, there are 12 of them. We're expecting 120 persons, and each of the welfare containers has 2 toilets, 2 showers, 1 fridge, 4 basements, and 20 lockers. So they are always for 10 persons to get changed, showered, and that kind of.
right then. So can we? How can we have the first question then, please?
Come on, Matt, you might as well start.
Yeah, I was going to ask, Thomas just answered some of them, but he gave me another question there. Your 12 containers, have you got space to put them all on your site?
Yes.
You do. All right, fantastic. The flooding,
They
what time of the
just
year?
accept it. They just accepted that for an answer, Matt.
Well, he's telling me I don't want to argue with him. I'm sure he's going to stack them 3 high. So, which brings me to my next question. Stacking them 3 high or 2 high or whatever. Have you got temporary works coordinator on site or something? Because even just sticking a single cabin down on a block of wood requires a temporary works coordinator.
No, we don't have a coordinator for that. The site manager is keeping care of that. It's one of his duties. And
But he needs to be a qualified temporary works coordinator.
We do have RAMs from an exterior company pre-made up, ready, that can be emailed across now.
So how are you going to control any temporary works on your site on a legal aspect?
A temporary works permit.
What's that? You're gonna employ a temporary works
And a
contractor.
vetting procedure through the agency.
Fantastic. Get a temporary works coordinator through the agency.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned your flooding. If you're anticipating flooding, do you think maybe it might be better that we try and do the job when, if we look at the weather history on the last 5 years and maybe pick a time when we could put the program in when there's less chance of flooding?
Matt, as you seen, we have it in our risk assessments and everything is explained there. I don't want to go now into micromanagement. We
That's fine.
mentioned it, so therefore we have it on our screen and all necessary steps are taken.
All right. What about, have you got scaffolding on the site?
No.
No. All right. So how are you going to, any high level works, what are you going to do?
Move.
All right. Well, that's me. Anyone else want to fire away?
Yeah, I've got a question for Peter, actually. Did you say there was 2 lockers for every person?
Yes.
So that's 240 lockers?
Yeah, within the lockers, obviously for the 10 workers, there's 20 lockers in one cabin.
Okay, because that's...
We've got one wet, one dry. It's going to help 60 workers at any given time.
As a client, so what are you saying? You've got 240 lockers on site in these containers?
Say that again, sorry.
How many lockers per container?
I think these defined lockers as hooks as well, as in drying room hooks. So around a common bench, you get about, I think it's 20.
Okay.
On
So
the
what's that, 2
centre bench.
containers?
It would depend on the length of the bench.
Yes, I think the term locker, we should have broke that down a bit clearer.
Okay, thank you.
Kieran.
Apologies if I missed it. Just in regards to the traffic management plan, what steps were being taken to ensure delivery vehicles can safely rejoin the roads nearby?
Well, as they exit, so can you hear me, Kieran?
Yeah.
As the vehicle, would it be a one-way? I'm trying to look at you.
Worry about it, just speak, buddy.
Right, so you'll notice it's a one-way system. So we're entering from, where the ingress is from the main road, and then they basically turn left onto the site from the roundabout. And then as they conduct the one-way system, they're going onto a less busy road on the side, which they will then can either turn left or right to rejoin either carriageway. So the facility is gated and with security on it, and should there be a build-up of traffic, hopefully, not when the school runs are on and so on and so forth, they will be guided onto the road. So they've got 2 choices to rejoin carriageways. They either go left or right.
Brilliant, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Kieran. Thank you for raising it.
Marcus.
Well, so you mentioned about the heavy rainfall in Mansfield. I was just wondering, with the river to your east, if you've given any sort of environmental consideration to surface runoff of water into that from the site?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, because it's raining today outside, doesn't mean to say it's going to be raining on the wonderful work days that we're going to be there. But we've given plenty of thought to what's going to be happening over there, whether the riverbank's going to overflow and things like that. So we've got things in place. As Thomas mentioned, we've got it all cleared and sorted by the utilities, local councils, local authorities, and we've got things implemented in place to make sure things are sorted. Yes, Connor.
GFO2 is also a form and checklist we've put into place, which is working over or near to water.
Okay.
Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, all right. I've got still a few more questions.
No,
So, you were talking about your traffic. So obviously we've got a school outside there. Is there anyone on site that's going to have any traffic management certification?
the school
Or are
isn't
you just going to get a labourer outside if in the need be to stop and start traffic?
No, we have pupil traffic guidance, which is actually provided from the school to their pupil. So the school is aware, as you see, we have a lot of communication with the local authorities. The school may be or is being made aware of the building side, and this is one of the measures which they took, that they employed a company of pupil traffic guides.
So the onus will be on the school?
Yes.
Okay.
That is our agreement with the school.
Okay, and obviously, do you have exit and entrance signs on your site? You don't want a vehicle going in, trying to get into the exit
Absolutely,
site,
yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned in the signage.
Yeah, I might have missed it. And then two more questions, guys. I know you're going to have 60 operatives on site, and if everyone came in a single car, where are you going to park 60 cars?
We've shown it in the slide. We have a car park.
The proposed
and that's big enough for 60 cars. That's fantastic.
Of course.
And then I might have missed this one.
Let Connor finish. He's going to
proposed
explain.
car park is for 118 cars at the completion of the project. So, assuming even if they did come in one car per person, that should only fill just over half the car park. So we're hoping they all fall within the considerate contractors' parameters and either vehicle share, cycle to work if local, or use public transport. But obviously, people will be coming in vans and tools.
And then I might have missed this, but any wildlife coming out from the open drain, how are you going to control that?
You mean a crocodile in the drainage?
No, insects, newts, frogs, spiders, or more like newts, maybe.
Yeah, Connor, please.
Contact the local environmental health authorities and agents. Due to it being near a water source, they'll conduct a survey and possibly put up newt protection barriers along the perimeters of the Westernly River that runs along the site.
That's newt barrier. That's what I like to hear.
Go on then, Jude. You can have the last question.
I didn't hear them speak about disability facilities and smoking area regarding what they asked before about the vapor side and the cigarettes area.
We did talk about it. Sorry, Jude, maybe you didn't understand this. We mentioned it two times. First in the traffic management plan, or the traffic management, it was mentioned from Paul, and even I said then by the special points what we had, that we having even VAP areas and smoking areas. Sorry that you missed it, but we were talking about it.
They are segregated areas.
Yeah.
You say you got 2 toilets on each container, storage, which is each container. But on the storage, you said there's 2 bedroom, but you didn't talk about disability facilities there.
Yes, I did. I mentioned that one of the toilets within the 2 toilets was a disabled one, and also the shower was also a wet room. within each cabin.
Come on, guys.
Um,
Let's put them out. Let's put them out their misery. Well
That's what
done,
I was
guys.
thinking.
Come
That-
on.
That's what we
What-
try to
what-
do, Tony.
What a Q&A session that was.
Yeah.
Well, Lou,
Q&A there.
did you realize, by the way, that we missed a complete slide, which is information and notification?
Yeah, we did.